What's up, gamers? I'm Patrick with Archives Media, and this is Archives Podcast episode 40. This week we're going to be talking about boomers, Disney towns, and Five Nights at Freddy's.
Hey, it's your main man, Nizik's coming at you with another one.
And your boy Wenzel. So I want to talk about. I'm stealing some topics here about boomers.
Okay.
So I've been in training for the past what feels like for fucking ever, and I work with a boomer. She's 53.
One?
Well, a lot of them,
Okay,
but this is the most boomery one I found so far.
Okay.
So in my line of work, she worked for a state facility. And every fucking opportunity she gets, doesn't matter if the teacher's talking, she will start speaking, well, over here we did it this way.
Oh, geez.
And it's been going on for a week and a half. And today we were doing hands-on training. So we were like grabbing up on each other, throwing each other to the ground. You know, abuse style.
Like a normal Thursday night for me.
Just a normal Thursday night, physical restraint techniques, how to make sure you're breaking their legs.
Oh, trust me, I am very, very well versed in physically restraining people anyway. You'll have to take my word for it.
But
You know who you are.
She said she worked here 10 years at her other facility. So you would think she has a relative grasp on like how to physically restrain people.
Yeah.
She was the one who fucked up the most.
Oh, of course.
And every time she's like, well, we just did it differently over here. And like she would try to correct the teacher. I'm like, well, if you do it this way.
Just like the classic boomer, you know?
Yeah.
Was the facility that this...
Yeah, do you want to elaborate on what type of facility this is?
Well, no, but was theirs also a juvenile facility? Or was that an adult? Okay, I was going to say, I could see maybe if they learned like at an adult facility, like, oh, we can punch them there, but we can't punch them here. Like, okay.
No,
if it's the same shit, then yeah, that doesn't really make any sense. But
she got mad at everyone because we've all been training together since the beginning. We went through our wonderful 8-hour orientation together. She came in last week on Thursday. It's like we all got to lunch together. And she just doesn't come with us. She's never asked to come with us. We sat down today. She said, I don't feel like I'm involved with the group because you guys all have your conversations, you on smoke breaks together, and I just feel excluded. I thought we were a family here.
Oh, that's a red flag number one. Anytime a business calls themselves a family, yeah, you get the fuck out of there.
Well, it wasn't the business, it was the boomers.
Yeah, at no point has anyone ever said we're a family.
Yeah. That is 100% true, whatever Patrick said.
Yeah. No point have we ever said we're a family. We're co-workers here to do a job. And she just went on this tasteful rant in the middle of the class. Interrupted the teacher and just went off on everyone. So the teacher looks at her and says, so, what facility did you work for? And she's like, oh, I worked at this one. He's like, yeah, that closed down 10 years ago, so where have you really been working?
Yeah, hit him boomer with the hard questions.
Yeah, and the best part, he is also a boomer.
So we got boomer battles?
Yeah,
we got a boomer battle?
And she's like, well, this, and this. And he's like, I know where you worked. You got fired from there for abuse. And she got real quiet and didn't come back after a smoke break.
Yeah, I was going to say that it sounded like she got fired when you started explaining it at the beginning. You know, probably wasn't very good at her, whatever she was doing.
So I'm very curious to see if she'll come back tomorrow morning. I hope she doesn't. She is hated by everyone.
So, when you mentioned lunch, that reminded me of my own boomer story. So, all the boomers, not all of them, maybe 75% of them, they use I think it's called a pail cooler as a lunch box, right? It's the one with like the sliding lid.
Yeah.
And they will like defend that thing to death, right? They act like that's the best type of cooler lunchbox ever. It's so versatile, right? So most of the people my age, they just go out to lunch, right? Like they're not packing their own lunch or bringing it or whatever, right? But
That's what
anyway,
we do.
yeah. So anyway, there was like 7 of us who just showed up one day with this type of cooler or lunchbox that they all really like, and they.
I bet they had a fucking riot over
They
that.
had a riot that day. They were like, man, what's up with all these lunch boxes around here? I'm trying to see if I can't find a picture on Google, but they act like this is like the best, the creme de la creme of lunch
Of
boxes.
lunchboxes.
Yeah.
Best thing since sliced lunchboxes.
Man, where is... Okay, I found a picture of it. Of what? Oh,
Let's
maybe
see.
not. He'll line it up on Amazon. And it's like all the Amazon results. It's not...
Is it the classic like green
I'm
metal
gonna send
one?
a picture to you guys in the chat. I'm gonna turn the video on in the podcast, but it's that. There was
Yeah.
like 6 of us who showed up that day with that thing.
I'm not gonna lie, those are pretty solid lunchboxes. Those, if like I have one of those, it works great.
So the
the
thing
good
is,
old-
I have like a normal lunchbox, right? That
Well,
looks.
like a soft kind of.
I will send a picture. It looks kind of like this, and I'll tell you what, it is way more convenient. It is infinitely more convenient. I got this strap. I've got little pockets, right? Because I don't want
You
everything
look
to be cold.
so good.
Like,
I think
if
you
I
look
get
so
chips,
good
I don't want
walking
the chips
around
to
with
be
your
cold.
lunch strap.
I don't want the chips to be cold, and with everything else, you know, because I want my lunch to be cold, but I don't want my chips to be cold or like my silverware, you know, that type of thing. There's little elastic things on the side, so I can have little Chick-fil-A sauce packets. Infinitely better. The one day I brought this to play a prank on them, I'm looking at all my garbage. I'm like, man, everything is cold. Even the things that aren't supposed to be cold are cold. And there's no
So you're trying
and
to
there's
start
no strap.
wars.
What was that?
You're trying to start wars with these people.
We were just having a little bit of fun. It wasn't my idea, but I'm always down to clown.
Jordan is down to clown. I will confirm.
Okay. I want to know. Have you and these boomers ever heard of this phenomenal invention called a fridge?
So we do use fridges at work.
Yeah.
On day shift, there's just like so many people that there's not enough space in the fridge.
Oh,
That's kind of the
okay.
thing. On swings, on night shift, there's plenty of room in the fridge. You know, we have 3 fridges, in fact. So you know, it's
But
like
we have
two people who bring their lunch per fridge almost.
Our building is 4 years old, and we have like a brand new LG fridge in there.
Oh, okay, yeah. No, I told you about the time I got sucked into a 20-minute conversation about how the building got cable, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. It's
But,
that old.
I
Do
just
you put
really
your-
like hearing about the paint on screens.
Do you guys put your lunchbox in a fridge? Like if you
No.
have the facilities to do so?
No.
Frequently, just because I don't think I actually own ice packs.
Oh, I own 5 of them.
Well, yeah, but you're like a real adult.
Okay.
Right
Well,
now,
do you-
the only thing that is in my fridge is a carton of eggs,
Mm-hmm.
3 different kinds of beer. Maybe no, there's got to be more. There's got to be like probably 5 or 6 kinds of beer, and like the sauces, like the condiments.
Okay.
That is the only thing that exists in my fridge right
Yeah.
now.
I recently just started. I tried HelloFresh for the first time last week.
No,
Ooh.
you're not wasting
I-
your money on HelloFresh.
I am.
Oh.
Well, okay. So Dakota works mornings. I work nights. It is significantly easier for us to just do this, and everything's pre-portioned. I don't have to do. No one has to do anything. You open the brown paper bag,
That's fair.
follow
Follow
the
the
8
instructions.
instructions, and
Kimber
it's
stays at
done.
home, so it's a lot easier.
Yes. Like I have a prime rib I'm making tomorrow night.
God
I have
damn, Mom.
everything already proportioned
They
up.
use dry
I
ice
also-
when they ship that hoe?
They have massive ice packs.
Okay.
And you're supposed to like, it's safe to pour down the drain, all that healthy stuff. You're like, oh, you just cut it open, pour it down the drain. I was like,
You know, if
wait
I
a
was
minute.
renting, I wouldn't care if it was safe or not. I'd pour everything down the drain if I had to, you know?
Well, I was thinking, I have a cooler.
Mm-hmm.
What if I just start saving these ice packs?
Ooh.
So that when I need to use my cooler, I don't have to go buy ice. I'll have just a surplus of these ice packs that are massive. So my cooler
if
outside.
they refreeze well, I don't see why you wouldn't do that.
Yeah.
We tested it with our first one. They refreeze well. My new shipment that was on my doorstep this morning had 12 meals in it and 5 ice packs.
Dude, I'm looking at this. I'm looking at the HelloFresh menu right now. Some of this looks pretty damn good.
I was very suspicious of the meat they were gonna send.
Yeah, for sure.
It was surprisingly good quality meat. Like we had burgers last week in a chicken dish. That was probably the most fat-free chicken I've ever seen.
I would like to own some chickens.
I would too.
Where would you put them?
I mean, not at this house, obviously.
Okay, I was gonna say
saying.
where, like,
not here.
You can have indoor chickens.
You got me fucked up. I'm having an indoor chicken. I tell you what, I got indoor dogs. That's enough.
Just slap a diaper on it and call it good.
You could get a house duck.
There you go.
Duck
is delicious.
My dog is a working dog. She does need something to do because I can tell she's getting bored because I take her out on the weekends sometimes, and she'll have a good time. But sitting around all week, she gets pretty bored. I can tell.
You need a can cannon.
She gets bored on a walk.
Get a can cannon.
What?
A can cannon. It's an upper receiver for a 5.56 Nerf gun that you can put a tennis ball in and just thump.
So I can play fetch. She likes playing fetch, but I
but
feel
is
like
it flying out of there at like 800 feet per second?
Jesus.
She can't run at 800 feet per second as long as I throw it faster than she runs. That's all that matters, you know.
The point is she sees the ball hit the ground at like 100 yards away and goes and gets it.
No, she'll do that.
That's what I'm saying. You just gotta pull. You gotta squeeze a trigger, and the ball is. You don't have to throw it.
I got one of those sticks, like the stick with the ball. It helps you throw it a lot further.
Handle dealio.
Yeah.
Chuck it.
Yeah, so it throws pretty far. And
we had one of those for Samson.
She's actually too dumb to run away. We found that out this week because she's still growing. So I made her collar bigger, right? And I made it too big. She escaped, but she was too dumb to run away. She thought that the rope was still on her. She couldn't get outside of her little 25-foot radius thing.
That's pretty good. That's a good dog.
Well, I don't know. I don't know if it's good because I need her to start learning how to track.
What are you gonna track?
Hogs.
Fair enough.
She's a hog hunting dog. She's too dumb to retrieve.
Yeah.
So
moving on. Video games have been they've been trying to make video games into movies, and for a long time. Mm-hmm. Why do you think it is they can't become no one has figured out the algorithm to do it?
I think I was watching a video on this 10 years ago, right? Mm-hmm. So it really only works one way, right? So TV is kind of a passive. TV is a passive entertainment, right? Like you just sit there, you don't do anything, you just absorb the entertainment. Books are a little bit more involved, but they're still a passive. You have zero control over it, right?
Yeah.
So books go to TV or movies, right? I mean, TV and movies I'm gonna lump them in for this example, right? You just sit there and you absorb it, right? But the things that make video games good are not the same thing that makes TVs and movies good. Because I'm involved in GTA. I'm involved in Halo or whatever. Mm-hmm. It just doesn't work like that. Because the things that make that universe good are not the same things that make a good movie or a good TV show, right? If I'm like, man, that is the stupidest thing I've ever heard, right? If it's a game like Fallout, I have options that I can pick from. I'm like, man, I'm a nuke the hell out of I don't know, whatever that town was in Fallout 3.
Megaton?
Yeah, I'm a nuke the hell out of these dudes. These dudes are a bunch of idiots living around a nuclear bomb. They deserve to get nuked, right? Mm-hmm. Whereas if in the movie the guy's like, oh, I feel bad for these guys. I'm really gonna help them out. I'm gonna disable this nuke for them, right? And I'm like, man, you are the biggest dummy on planet Dumpton, right? Mm-hmm. I have no control over that in the movie, right? Because that's my problem with movies. I was watching a movie, I think it was like Shazam or something. I was watching Shazam the other week, because I normally don't watch movies. And I could tell roughly what was going to happen like an hour before it happened. And I was just completely uninterested. And then what had happened at the end of the movie was a pretty close to what I thought was going to happen, you know?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. Can I spoil Shazam?
Sure.
Yeah, I don't even know what that is.
Okay, so it's kind of like a superhero movie. I don't know who made it, but basically there was a kid who was given away by his mom at birth, and then there was some weird wizard guy who was holding in some like the 7 deadly sins or whatever. He was holding them hostage in some I don't know, they were like statues or whatever, and they each had their own representation. This kid that got given away by his family was adopted by another family who happened to have 7 people in the family once he was included in it, right? So he met up with them, and what I thought was going to happen, like there was some dude who absorbed the powers of the 7 deadly sins because the wizard that was guarding them passed them off to this random kid. And basically I was like, okay, well obviously this guy's going to fight this guy who absorbed the powers of the 7 deadly sins. The adopted kid who had all these powers is obviously going to win at some point, right? The only thing I didn't see coming is that each of the kids that was adopted, so like there was in a family, there were 6 kids. The guy who got the powers joined. It made 7. They all got the powers. He transferred them by saying Shazam. That's how he does it. Once you say Shazam, the power transfers to whoever's holding this magical staff or whatever, right? And then they all fight each other, and obviously the good guys win. I basically said, okay, well this guy's gonna fight the bad guy at the end. He's gonna win. I figured that out an hour before it was going to happen, and I was just sitting there waiting for it to happen for an hour, right?
Yeah.
And I'm, maybe something I need to work on is enjoying the process, but I knew it was going to happen, so I didn't really like it, And video games, that doesn't really happen so much. If I'm playing a story and it's a game like Fallout, I'm like, man, I don't have a clue what's going to happen,
Well, take like a Skyrim's campaign.
Uh-huh.
You could make that into a movie.
You could.
Because it's pretty linear.
The other thing is Skyrim has multiple storylines going on.
Yeah. I'm trying to think of a game that has like a singular...
Halo.
Yeah, if you could turn around and make a Halo Infinite movie if you really wanted to.
There was supposed to be a Halo movie forever ago.
That the Halo TV series got renewed for a season 2?
It hasn't even come out yet.
Season 1.
It got renewed for a season 2.
Before it's even released?
Mm-hmm.
Dope.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah.
I haven't watched it yet, but I'm going to give it a chance.
Is it out?
That's a good question. I don't know if it was out. I saw that they renewed a second season.
Because I feel like I would have heard about it by now if it was out.
No, it comes out March 24th.
Oh.
I was saying, why are we not talking about this if it's out?
No, it didn't come out, but it got renewed for a second season.
So it sounds like I need to have March 24th off.
Hey, are y'all trying to take time off work to play a Rust wipe?
I think you ask us this every week.
I haven't gotten a solid answer every week.
Because you said like April.
Well, you said I need to wait a couple months to get some time off.
This is true. I
might have asked you. I don't know if I asked Patrick.
Taking time off, probably not, but because of the work schedule
You
I have,
work on
I frequently, I frequently don't need to take time off because I just get to fucking put 90 hours of Rust in on my days off if I want.
Because I got like 20 days off I need to take by October.
I have 3 hours off already
Yeah.
of PTO.
You could come back at 1:30 if you wanted to.
I could.
I got a thing I gotta do. Put it on my tab.
Exactly. I'll be back after lunch.
Would it be possible for you to put me negative 2 weeks on the vacation timer and I'll just pay you back?
I mean, I'm sure I could put in for like a non-paid time off.
Yeah, just actual days off.
Yeah.
But I'm pretty sure. Let's see, next month is March.
That's what that old lady did. She just said, "Put it on my tab, man. I'm out of here."
Yeah. Yeah. Maybe they'll give me her 2 hours of PTO. I saw one of my supervisors. He showed me he was showing us like how we can review our paid time off. This man has 260 hours of paid time off, just hanging out.
8-hour days.
Yeah. He could take a long time off.
He's competing with me for time off. I tell you what.
I asked him, like, are you going to take this? He's like, no. At the end of the year, I can turn this into cash.
Oh, yeah, I can't do that.
And he's like, yeah, this is a down payment on something.
I've got like 75 days off right now.
Jesus Christ.
If you could, would you turn that into cash?
Well, kinda. So the thing is, right? You only get your base pay back, so it's not even like your full pay.
Oh.
If I could get my full pay, I would consider it. But also, you can only do it once, and it's when you retire or get out. So it's not really worth it.
No.
So
for me,
you just have to take the days.
For me, I could, in theory, save all of my PTO, my whole career, cash out in the end.
Mm-hmm.
Would I get all of the money? Probably not. I'm sure the county would find some way to be like, no.
I know my dad's company, they don't have it, like, it doesn't expire or anything, but I think after like 2 years it gets reduced to like you can sell it back for 75% of the time. So
okay.
you get it back at a lesser value.
Yeah. So it's more of an incentive to use it.
Yeah.
That would suck if you were just hitting the grindstone, getting all this overtime, and they're like, 75%.
He's worked there like 20 years, so.
Yeah.
You're still doing the same thing?
Yeah, he's done the same thing my entire life. He's just driven a bus for the same company, you know?
Is he going to retire?
That's kind of what I'm wondering, because he doesn't, like, obviously he's not getting paid a ton driving a bus, but like...
He must really like his job then.
Well, he was like a, what's it called? It wasn't a flatbed truck.
Yeah.
It was like an ice cream, not an ice cream truck, right? But it was like
a cold truck.
It looks like a UPS
like a box truck.
Yeah, like a box truck. That's what I was thinking of. It's kind of like a box truck, except it looks like a UPS truck where he delivered ice cream. He did that for like 15 years, I think. And then he like moved on to driving a bus. So he's just driven his whole career, which obviously doesn't pay the best.
Yeah.
So I'm guessing he probably doesn't have a whole lot saved up in the old retirement account.
Unless his company is like secretly has like a 15% matched retirement program.
He'd still have to put away 15%, but he's paying child support for like 18.
Yeah.
Maybe 14 years. So I can't imagine he's saved too much for retirement. The rest of his family is loaded, though.
Oh. So he might just be like waiting out for someone to die, and he just gets a hefty check.
Yeah.
Moving on. I think we talked about, or not talked about, like brushed over this topic in the teens of this podcast.
Mm-hmm.
Can you commit an IRL crime in a game?
Yeah.
So, like, take a Rust, for example. Can I just be super toxic and racist and commit a crime legally?
There's literally a guy, so on one of the other podcasts I listened to, Painkiller Already, recently there was a guy who spent, like, it's a very, very considerable amount of time in prison for making, like, basically bomb threats on RuneScape back in, like, 2010 or something. Mm-hmm. And the governor and the FBI and the judge and they all wanted to, like, make an example out of him. So he, like, spent so absolutely.
Do you think that should be enforced more?
Yeah, the internet is kind of the Wild West. It's definitely not like nearly as much as it used to be, and like as much as like when we were growing up. Yeah, like today's kids would not survive a Modern Warfare 2 lobby.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I don't really know if that's something that we need. Like, you really need to call, fucking Poop Fart 69 over there, fucking every name they could ever imagine. Like, I describe Rust to my coworkers as imagine you're sitting there in your shitty wooden hut, and a 9-year-old with a fucking AK-47 comes up and calls you words you didn't even know existed.
Man, let me tell you.
Like, is that really something that we need people to be doing? Like, I think you should be punished, but then at the same time, like, I don't know, just don't be a shitty person. Kind of weird.
Some of the residents where I work, I'm learning new words. I now know what it feels like to be our parents. Because there's, like, I had a rough idea of what cap meant.
Dude, no cap?
Like your captain?
No. Yeah.
It's cap.
But I was walking through and he's like, yo, are you cap? And I was like, what?
Wait, what does that mean?
He's trying to be like, are you the boss? And if so, are you lying?
Are you captain?
I don't think he's in with the lingo nowadays. I mean, he's probably not on the talk.
He has been in there for 2 years.
He's probably not on the talk, if I had to guess.
Definitely not. I don't think he knows what TikTok is. Another wild thing I think about at work a lot is we have had people in there before the pandemic started. Like, there's one kid, I wasn't there when he found out. 3 months ago, he found out there's a pandemic going on.
I call bull.
Solitary, no access to TV. How's he going to know?
I'm not saying he had no opportunity to know, right? I'm saying maybe he's so dumb he just didn't get what was going on, right?
That's also a possibility.
Because remember, I imagine like March 2020, they probably forced this guy to wear a mask.
Let's be real. Like, we know someone who's too dumb to know what was going on. His name is JJ Brooks 11.
Hold on. That guy lived in Miami.
Yeah, I mean, what are you going to do? He's too stupid to understand.
No, what I'm saying is, like, maybe he had the opportunity to know, but maybe the same, I don't know, lack of a prefrontal cortex that got him in that situation is the same one that made him so unaware as to what was going on up until 3 months ago.
Okay, think
is
this.
All I'm saying.
We live in Texas.
Fair enough, but everyone went through the same. Everyone went through the same, like, April and May 2020, though.
I'm trying to remember when he went in there.
That's all I'm saying.
I think it was before then.
You said 2 years ago. That would be February 2020.
I didn't look at the month. I just saw the date.
Yeah, man.
But they don't wear masks in there.
Shit, I don't wear masks out here.
And his interaction with people happens through a little slot in his door.
Mm-hmm.
That's it. It's a tray gets slid through, and then 30 minutes later, the tray better be back there. From what I've heard, he follows the rules.
Mm-hmm. Why is this guy still in solitary if he follows the rules?
Because that's what the judge wanted. We don't get to know everything. Like, we had a blind kid. He wasn't allowed to have a stick. I was watching some security.
Like your take? How does it? Fuck you! You don't get to see anymore.
No stick for you.
We were watching some footage, and he got belligerent with an officer, and he's 12.
You can see here the suspect was using a stick to identify officers. Therefore, he gets no stick.
It was awesome to watch because he was just swinging at the air, and the officer was just like walking away. And the kid just kept going.
He's doing that thing where he just like holds his hand out on his forehead and he's like, "You can't touch me."
The John Cena.
In my head, I was like, "Why don't you just kick him in the chest? That would work so much better." And then I remember, oh yeah, we can't do that. We're not allowed to fight them. It's a crime.
That's what she said.
That is what she said. Don't do the crime if you can't do the time. If I say that, I'll get fired. But I am out of topics. So whoever's next, it's your turn.
Alrighty, we'll take a quick break here. I gotta rock a mean one. I tell you what, I've been having a couple of liquor drinks and I gotta rock a piss big time. So we're taking a long break on this one.
I don't roll well.
Yeah, you do. Shut up.
Alrighty, welcome back, everyone. So, Disney announced that they're gonna have towns that you can live in. You know, there's Disney World, Disneyland. Now they got Disney Towns, right? Which, my mom's a huge Disney fan, but that got me thinking. There's lots of fictional worlds I wouldn't mind trying out, going to a town, because obviously, you know, you still get the benefits of living in this world. You know, you can still have Amazon and all that, but you get to live in a little town with your dedicated world. And there's a couple worlds I wouldn't mind trying out living in, like Tarkov or Red Dead Redemption. Are there any worlds...
you're gonna get fucking kneecapped by a scav in about 2 seconds.
Yeah. Well, if this was Tarkov, I tell you what.
I'll ski and be fucking dead.
My ass will be chilling in a corner for hours on end, drinking 6-month-old milk, waiting for someone to try an extract, and I'll hit them with an obotchki. Or my shoes are clean. Are there any worlds you guys would really want to live in? Because I was thinking Borderlands or like Grand Theft Auto would be a pretty cool world.
Other than the fact that there's like cannibals everywhere in Borderlands and
in Grand Theft Auto you got assholes flying around in jet bikes killing you.
I mean, like the idea of them is really cool. I don't want to shit on your idea because it's also super fucking cool.
Well, it's just a town. It's not like the entire world, obviously.
Yeah,
you know, you can still go down one town over and get all your normal stuff.
Rust would be cool. I don't know how you would do
Rust would be. You were just talking about living in the corner for 6 months. Rust would be cool. I'll be sitting outside your door with a DB waiting to take your garbage.
Hey, you can. You know what? You can try.
Can I respawn in this world? Like if someone kills me?
No. What, are you smoking crack? It's like going to Disney World. No, you can't respawn.
Disney World.
Oh, so it's an amusement park.
No, it's not an amusement park. It's a town that you live in. Disney wants to make a town which you live in, which is kind of Disney themed, but you live in it.
That sounds so awful. Could you imagine like there's just ambient music playing everywhere and it's just songs from Disney?
Dude, there's 100% copyright.
It's Disney. It's their own stuff.
Yeah, but if you tried to send a Snapchat, 100% copyright.
That's how they make more money.
So they've actually
it's like an HOA fee.
They've actually already tried this in the 90s in a town called Celebration, Florida. They've already tried this and it failed, but now they're trying again.
I still can't think of a video game world I'd want to live in.
Really? What about a town you would visit?
I would say Farming Sim, but if I wanted to do that, I would just go visit Magic Man.
Go to Iowa? You wouldn't want to visit any town?
Well, if I could visit it...
Because obviously, if I'm being dead ass, I don't think I would want to live in any town that's like video game, you know.
I'd visit a Skyrim town.
That's a pretty...
Yeah, that would be cool.
That would be cool. That would be cool.
Fucking Lego Star Wars.
Yeah.
Because then if there's a dragon coming, I just hop in my car and haul ass out of town.
Well, I mean, it's actually based in the real world, so there's not...
Oh, even better.
No, because this is like a real thing. Disney is making a Disney town.
So all I'd really have to worry about is bandits.
I don't think you'd have to worry about bandits either.
So a Skyrim town would be perfectly safe.
Basically, that's what it seems like. Cause it's all
Unless
the
they just
upside
had
and none of the downside.
crabs running around.
Like, there might be mud crabs.
Yeah.
Ooh. Them's good eating, though.
Yeah.
Because I think, well, the GTA world, so obviously, like, I wouldn't want to get blown up by a flying hover bike. But, like, I do like all of their like, sarcastic advertising and all that.
Yeah.
Like, that's hilarious. I would love to go there, and it's just completely a sarcastic world, and they're like... What were we talking about earlier with those cum pills that make you cum 3 times the load? That's just like the radio ad. It's like, take this pill, you'll because spurting out huge loads,
Oh my
Bull
god.
shark testosterone.
Yeah, exactly.
Maybe we don't expose what I'm planning.
Well, I didn't expose anyone. You just exposed yourself.
Oh,
Botsky?
So if you roll into one of these towns, say you roll into GTA
with the cum
town,
pills.
yeah, you got your pills in hand. Do you get the phone advertisements? Like, if soon as I cross the border, I'm gonna get a phone call from some dude named Lester.
No, that would be pretty funny, but that's not how any of this works.
Come by my shop.
We got a heist to do.
That would be hilarious. You just start getting spam calls from Lester and like Bruce and all these people you've never heard of.
Who's this guy Bruce? He calls you every time we come to town. He's trying to slip some bull shark testosterone.
He's trying to get you to do some missions or something. Just ignore that guy.
I'd go to a Fallout world town.
I was kind of thinking Fallout would be cool.
Nuka-Cola.
Like you go to Megaton.
I could care less. Find me Nuka-Cola.
I remember me and Patrick. I guess we're all in the same grade, but when Patrick and I were in like 6th grade, we printed out like a sheet. My mom used to have like these shipping labels, and they're like half a sheet of paper. So we printed out a bunch of these Nuka-Cola bottle
stickers,
caps.
basically.
Yeah. Oh, you're right. It's like a sticker, and we glued it to like a Mexican Coca-Cola cap. And then you kind of put it on there and you scuff it up a little bit with sandpaper, and it looked like a Nuka-Cola cap.
It was super cool.
It was.
Did you guys hear about a dude paid for? It was when Fallout 4 came out.
He paid for it in caps that he like made.
I heard about that. That was really cool.
Mm-hmm.
Every time I see it, I see it every now and then.
Didn't he pay like 60 caps?
Yeah.
Yeah, or something
and I'm
like that.
I can't believe GameStop actually did a transaction like that.
Wait, no, I thought it was like maybe he just like drank a bunch of beer and kept the caps and sent a bunch of them to Bethesda or something like that.
Yeah, it was with Bethesda.
Okay.
He like tweeted and he was like, "Hey Bethesda, how many bottle caps for?"
You're right.
For Fallout 4, and they were like, "All right, here's a number," and he just like did it.
That's right, because he didn't
something along those lines.
He didn't like make a Nuka-Cola or anything. He just sent a bunch of like beer bottle caps or whatever.
You know that man, as soon as he saw their reply, he just went to the store and bought us like 6 cases of beer, and was like, "All right, this is what I'm doing."
7 years worth of bottle caps. Apparently,
yeah. Patrick's right. He saved up a bunch of bottle caps for like 7 years. I was thinking
he didn't just go clean out fucking the expired soda from fucking Dollar Tree.
He had been saving them up for like 7 years, like he said, because I don't know. I guess some people do that. They have the
wine people have the corks.
Yeah, everyone has little
things
they do.
I have a large box of shell casings.
Well, are you gonna start reloading anytime soon?
I'm thinking
11.2 pounds of caps. Apparently,
that's a lot of bottle caps.
It was. I remember he sent a bunch of bottle caps. I do remember that.
But I also just like the sound when I pour more shell casings into it. Went to the range. Shot a machine gun.
Moving on. We were talking about Futurama's coming back last week.
Did you see that Bender's not going to... The voice actor for Bender is refusing?
#Bendergate.
Yep. I'm not going to watch it.
You're not... So that was the... that was the one guy. We were like, man, Bender needs to come back. He's like... the main dude. Like, the other guys, if they get it pretty close, I'll be right. But Bender, he's like the main guy. He is basically saying he's not getting enough pay to come back, right? which obviously, pay has kind of started catching up in the last year. A lot of people with the pandemic, they've realized they're not getting paid what they're worth. Because, I don't want to get into it, but basically a bunch of people realize they're really not getting paid what they're worth. The wages have not been catching up with people's pay. And so Bendergate happened because Bender was saying, like, they're not paying me enough to come back, and I don't think they're paying everyone else enough to come back, right? So I started looking into this because I was like, this guy probably has nothing going on, right? He actually has a lot going on. I thought he would just have like nothing going on. This guy actually has a lot going on, right? It's at least like 3 or 4 like shows or TV shows or movies he's shooting a year. And I guess, so I couldn't find an exact number, but he is not getting paid enough to come back. Which he says Bender is in his blood, right? Which I believe if you're going to shoot like a popular TV show like that,
how long did Futurama go?
Probably like 10 years, at least.
Yeah, if you're voice acting this character for 10 years...
Yeah, you are...
Yeah, you are them.
So I kind of thought at first when I heard this, I figured he just had nothing going on. He just wanted more money. But then I started looking into this, and I was like, man, this guy probably has a point. Like, I don't know what they're paying them, but it's probably not enough, Yeah,
it's probably more worth his time to go do other things.
Yeah, which...
Then...
Honestly, like, I'm kind of in favor of this. Which it sounds like you guys are. I don't know. I don't want to put words in your mouth, but...
Yeah, he deserves more money. He was in Adventure Time.
Yeah, I looked up this guy's resume, and I looked at like every project he did from like Futurama until now, and he's done a lot of stuff.
He's done a lot of kids stuff.
Voice acting is kind of more of, it trends towards kids, because
it's all animation and
animation
and
kind
stuff.
of trends towards kids. So it just, if you're in animation, it kind of trends that way. But
I'm looking to see what his like first show he was on, and it looks like it was Futurama. Because Futurama started in '99.
Yeah.
Movies. He was in Zootopia.
So, unfortunately, if they don't bring back Bender, I'm probably not watching. Because that's like the most important voice to bring back is Bender. Bender and Fry is in my opinion.
Do we know if Fry is coming back?
It looks like it. At least I haven't heard about Frygate, but I've heard of Bendergate. And I remember you brought this up last week, and I specifically said they need to bring back Bender. And if they don't, it's not worth watching. And they've put out casting requests for Bender sound-alikes.
Just pay him.
Just pay the guy. That's what I'm thinking. I couldn't find an exact number, but
so the first thing
the solution is to pay the guy.
He was in was a Japanese animated series or movie, Princess Mononoke, which I think is a Studio Ghibli.
Yeah, it is.
That was his first thing, and that was in '97. And then it went into Futurama. Weird jump.
Yeah. Futurama actually has some of the most educated writing staff in the industry.
That doesn't surprise me, but also surprises me.
Yeah, like if you look at all the writers, they're all almost like doctors or have PhDs or whatever, or masters. Or
really interesting.
Yeah. Like, what's that, the whatever episode where they get that Harlem team?
The Harlem Globetrotters?
No, so they have the Harlem Globetrotters in the show, right?
Globetrotters, yeah.
They make up that math equation in the show is actually like a math equation they made up.
Oh.
Is like a real scientific equation now because of the show.
He played Jake the dog in Adventure Time. This makes me immensely happy.
Yeah. Oh, that reminds me. What's that pirate game on Xbox?
Descriptive.
What is that?
Dang, that pirate.
Pirates of the Caribbean. No.
Okay. It's not fair because we talked about it before the show, right? I was seeing. I was gonna see.
Sea of Thieves.
I was.
Do you
Gonna
have
see
Thieves nuts fit in your mouth?
I was gonna see if I could get you guys a second time because I remember I got you one time before on the show, but
He plays Schnitzel and Chowder.
Ooh.
But Patrick brought up see if these nuts fit in your mouth before the show, so it's not really fair. But they're actually having a big update. This episode's going to be coming out on the 17th. They're having a big update today. I remember we played this game the day it came out, right? And now they're having a big update today, Sea of Thieves Adventure, which is going to be a monthly storyline that comes out, and it's going to last approximately 2 weeks per adventure, where it's more cinematic and it adds more depth to the game. Are you guys down to play some more Sea of Thieves? Because this seems like a big update.
It wouldn't be more for me because I've never played it. I'm gonna be honest, it just doesn't really. No, I never have, and honestly, it just doesn't really look like it appeals to me. So I don't know if I. This is something I kind of have. I'm gonna touch on in my topic.
This is part of the best deal in gaming. Xbox Game Pass for just a bag of gummy bears a month until March.
It's actually trolley gummy worms,
Okay.
you uncultured swine.
A bag of trolley gummy worms a month until March. And you're telling me you're not going to buy this game?
I don't know. I mean, just what's the point in buying it? I'm not gonna play it.
You're not going to play Sea of Thieves nuts fit in your mouth?
I don't know if I don't know.
Dude,
Probably
this game-
not. I have a lot of commitment that I have to make to Rust.
Okay, that's fair.
And I got this other thing that I'm working on right
I've
now
been
too. I
hooked
got
on
this other
Rust.
project I'm working
I've
on.
been hooked on Rust before. When the Rust gods hooked you, you're hooked. I understand that.
See, I haven't been unhooked though. That's just
I've seen you unhooked.
that's
Yeah.
I mean, yeah. I'm very much so unhooked right now, actually.
I can't believe you never played Sea of Thieves.
Perfect time to play Sea of Thieves.
It really
If
is.
I'm playing a game that's not Rust these days, mostly it's been 7 Days to Die with some
hold
of my buddies from work.
You said yourself, I'm so caught up in work, I'm not going to take time off work to play Rust. You just told me that. Not even an hour ago.
So it sounds like you have time to play Sea of Thieves.
Yeah.
What if we get Magic Man and JJ involved and we
That
get
sounds honestly worse.
Okay, well, what if we just get Magic Man
you
involved?
just convinced me to
What if we
not
just get
do
Magic
it.
Man
Thanks.
Okay, what if we just get Magic Man involved?
Let's see.
See if these nuts fit in your mouth.
Sea of these Thieves?
I hate it here.
Why do I come on this show?
Moving on.
Moving on. We're going to
What
take
else
a
you
quick
got?
break because I got to rock
No,
on.
we don't actually need to break. No way.
No, hold on. I got to rock a mean piss, so we're taking a break.
Damn it.
You have
Alrighty, everyone. Welcome back. Hope you enjoyed the break.
All right. So schmoving on, but not actually schmoving on. So recently, I have been hanging out with one of my new friends. I was over at their place a little while ago. This was a couple weeks ago at this point. But they are really into Five Nights at Freddy's. And I didn't think I was going to be into it. Just never really seemed like a game that I would enjoy.
Same.
But they were on... Yeah, I was watching them play, and they were on just a really, they couldn't get past this one part. There's this big, a playroom, and there's all this play equipment, and there's these generators you got to run around and turn on, so you get the lights on, so then you can go to the other part over here and do whatever, right? Mm-hmm. And they just couldn't get it. They just couldn't get it. And I'm like, dude, I can do this. This is easy. Let me try. And so I jump in, get it done for them, and I don't know, record time, 20 minutes, 30 minutes.
world record.
They're trash.
A little bit of elbow grease was all. I'm just a pro gamer. Okay?
Yeah,
I'm a pro.
obviously.
I've been training my whole life for that moment.
I've seen your Rust MP5 spray. You're a pro gamer.
Yep.
And so then I was playing a little bit more because I was like, oh, this game's kind of fun. It's a little bit of a puzzle aspect. It's kind of challenging. It's just challenging enough that you can't just AFK it. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
you have to actually, your brain has to be on. but it's like a little spooky, so you got like the jump scare and you're kind of like on edge. Mm-hmm. It was actually pretty fun. I didn't think I was gonna like it at first, just because it didn't really seem like something that would appeal to me. But I was actually digging it, and so I wanted to ask you guys: are there any games that you like have played and you just thought, oh, I'm gonna fucking hate this, and then it turned out that you ended up liking? Which is kind of what I was talking about with the Sea of Thieves thing. Like, who knows? Maybe I will try it, and maybe I will like it, but.
Let me tell you,
not in this lifetime.
It was called Hello Kitty Island Adventure.
Oh my god!
No, I'm just fucking.
I'm gonna inject you with water.
I'm just kidding.
But yeah, are there any games that you guys just thought you were just not gonna be fucking with, and turns out you liked it?
Honestly,
or
Dying Light 2.
Really?
Yeah. So I don't like movement-based games. It's one of the reasons I don't play Rainbow Six Siege, is because if you can Q and E faster than me, you win the gunfight. I think that's stupid. And I finished my first playthrough of Dying Light. I was like, all right, this is kind of cool. Found out there's multiple endings to it, and I was like, well, I'm gonna go back. And this time I'm doing more of like a less power through the story mode. And I'm actually enjoying it.
Okay.
And now that I've kind of figured out how the parkour works and how the parkour combat works, it's actually fun. And I've gone into the more suspenseful areas, and I'm like, oh shit, I will lose track of time playing it. Mm-hmm. And my good rule of thumb is, if I can have a YouTube video going on my second monitor and I'm playing a game, I'm not really that engaged by it.
I agree. That's
Dying Light 2. I had YouTube going on my second monitor. I caught myself constantly pausing YouTube videos. And then I would just play the game and have a paused video open on my second monitor. I was like, huh. When was the last time I played a game without having something else open?
Obachki?
Tarkov, I will have something always open.
No.
Yeah.
That is so risky. I'm never playing with you again. I cannot believe you would have your audio distorted while we're in raid. That is so irresponsible.
Do we want to talk about how you walked into an open doorway?
What? Doors are open sometimes. What do you want me to do?
Not run directly into them? Maybe like lean into it and see if there's anything going on in there?
There's a door. Let me knock. I'm not going to walk through the door. Moving on. Anyway,
hold on. No, shut up.
Loose.
Ladies.
No.
Brooks bought me Hell Let Loose, and I tell you what, this game is actually pretty good. It was kind of like Squad, but World War II, and I get to go around memeing the whole time, and I get to complain about the flavor of sea rations that they got floating around in the garrison this time.
No. We need to talk about the last encounter we had in Tarkov.
Let's go.
Uh-oh.
Whereas the two dudes on the beach, and I heard them before you, and I was listening to stuff.
Uh-oh.
So you can't come at me with this, I can't believe you.
Hey, I tell you what.
It's not my problem you can't differentiate between a YouTube video and a video game.
Look, I can differentiate all you want, but I tell you what, I got more rubles than you. I got 9 million rubles in my stash. You're over here. I'm over here with. I got half a million rubles. What? How many rubles you got?
2 mil.
That you got 2 million rubles? Oh, you got 2 million. I got 9 million rubles in my stash. I'm a half your
Bitcoin
level.
farm go burr.
All right, hold on here. Hold on. All right, so one thing that I really do think that you guys are the very, very base level of this question that I'm really trying to figure out if you guys understand. Do we have an outro?